66% of workers report burnout, but no one tells you how it feels like to be part of that statistic. Today, I am showing how it feels on the inside, not the Instagram version, not the productivity version, but what it really feels like to have a burnout and to deal with it. If you're like me, maybe you've been pushing through a job that looks fine from the outside, but your inner world is actually collapsing quietly. In this video, I'm not giving universal advice. I'm just telling and documenting the things that worked for me and that helped me to go through a burnout. A few years ago, everything around me looked fine, but inside, everything felt incredibly heavy. Tasks that I used to do in a couple of minutes started to take forever. I could not focus, I kept forgetting things, and every simple decision seemed incredibly hard. Studies say that these are some of the earliest signs of burnout. Cognitive fog, memory issues, difficulty concentrating, increasing in small errors. Also, I felt emotionally disconnected, cynical, numb, and distant from everything. And this is another classic red flag. Physically, constant headache, tightness in my chest, constantly exhausted. Psychosomatic symptoms. These are just psychosomatic symptoms. Your body is asking for help before your mind even knows that. At the same time, my life felt pretty shaky, so my relationship was not nourishing me, work dynamics drained me. I was living in environments where I felt prevaricated all the time, and I was under constant pressure and under basically impossible expectations, mainly from myself. I kept thinking, I'm not enough, and if I stop, if I slow down, I will be worth nothing. Deep down, I knew that I was not okay. I knew that that was not okay, but I did not protect myself. I didn't have the means to do that. And I was very convinced that if I slowed down, I would have lost everything. I was incredibly scared. My story is not unique. It's very common, and it aligns with what the data say. Women between 25 and 45 report significantly higher burnout rates due to pressure, overload, and hostile work environments. I just didn't know that I was becoming one of those numbers. Burnout is not always loud. Most of the times, it is very quiet. Every morning, I woke up tired. By midday, I felt emotionally flat. By evening, I couldn't even follow a 20-minute episode of anything because my brain simply shut down. I was not crying, I was not screaming, I was just gone. According to the latest research, being chronically exhausted, emotionally detached, and cognitively slowed down are the primary triad of burnout symptoms today. But I did not connect the dots at that time. I thought it was just a bad period. Burnout is not always dramatic. Sometimes it just looks like slowly disappearing from your own life. The scariest signal was not the stress, it was the version of me that I was becoming. I became irritable, snappy, angry about very small things, and numb about everything else. Also, emotional volatility is one of the most underreported burnout symptoms. I started overeating, smoking, and drinking more than usual because I just wanted to numb myself even more to escape from my life. These behavioral shifts are also another sign of burnout. At that time, if I look back, I recognize now that I was prioritizing people that were pretty toxic to me, while I was ignoring people that were actually trying to help. One of the things that I regret the most is that I hurt people that do not deserve that, but also the fact that I literally did not protect myself and abandoned myself. It is self-neglect disguised as resilience. My recovery started with the smallest boundary that I ever set. I didn't heal because I took a sabbatical. I healed because I set boundaries. First thing I did was a separate number for work. Then I started turning off notifications at night. I started ignoring calls when they came at the wrong moment. And one of the hardest things, I started creating distance from toxic relationships. The last one is the hardest one, but it starts with small steps, literally baby steps. like not answering the phone right away or saying no to something you really don't want to do but feel forced to do. It takes time, but there is hope you can do that. Healing did not start when I started feeling better, but it started when I started taking care of the few energies that I had left. I'm a control freak, and I thought that control was keeping me safe, but actually it was keeping me stuck. I've always been the one who organizes everything, who performs, who anticipates, and letting go felt like failing. I started taking things a little bit slower. I started allowing myself to not have everything under control, and it felt horrible at the beginning. I'm not going to lie, it felt terrible. But after a while, I felt that I could do it, that my value was not so much related on what I was doing, but it depended on so many other things. It was not beautiful, it was not cinematic, it was not a great change, sudden change, not the plot twist you could expect. It was slow, it took time, and it looked like a trial and error. 2 steps back, 1 small step forward, but it worked at the end of the day. Also, researchers say that recovering from burnout is gradual, and you can do that by rebuilding sleep routines, reducing overload, and reconnected with real support systems. These 3 things really can make a difference. How long did it take for me? I would say 3 years. 2 years of actual discomfort and 1 year of freedom. Before I go on, I would like to share some things that people recommended to me and that really helped me. I'm not a doctor, this is not a universal advice, these are just small, simple things that really helped me. First, improving your sleep quality. Not sleep more, but sleep better. You have to make it easier for your body to calm down. For example, a darker room, showers in evenings, going to bed always at the same time. And it did not fix the burnout, but it helped to stop the free fall. Setting very clear boundaries between work and life. This one is huge. If you're not doing that, start now. For me, it meant having a different number for work. Notifications off after a certain hour, not checking my emails first thing when I woke up in the morning. It felt strange at first. I felt like I was betraying myself, my team, my clients, everyone. But actually I realized that I was performing better at work when I set these kind of boundaries. Taking small breaks without guilt. People kept telling me, you need to rest. And I kept answering, I cannot go on vacation. But I did not need a vacation. I just needed some time away from the noise. And even a 30 minutes walk was enough. I just had to step away from my laptop and from the office for a second, turn off the phone and just listen to my own thoughts and my own body, because I was neglecting both. So I started introducing micro pauses. For example, I started going to the gym 1 hour every week, and that hour was not negotiable. It was my me time, so no one could reach me in those 60 minutes. I think that was the beginning, the first real big step that I did towards feeling less constrained to always be there, always be present for everyone except myself. Making space for support. I am terrible at asking for help. Many of us are actually. I'm very independent women, here we go. But talking to people who actually cared, friends, colleagues, and also professional when I needed it, really made me feel less like I was journeying alone. Reevaluating what actually matters to me. This one took time. I realized that I was fighting for expectations that I did not choose. I was not pursuing my vision. I was not pursuing my goals. I was living someone else's life. And it did not fit me at all. So letting go of these expectations really felt like getting a big part of me back. I did not follow a protocol. I just did things that sounded doable, maybe more time than it could take to other people. And I took very small steps. That was the only way that I could do it. By the end of the day, it worked. So if you're going through something like that and you feel discouraged, just have faith and keep going, because things will get better. You just do not have to surrender. People used to tell me burnout is normal, everyone is stressed. Stress is normal, burnout is losing yourself. And when I realized that I was not able to recognize myself anymore in the things that I did, the way that I acted, I reacted, I slept, I worked, I ate, then I realized that something was happening. Burnout does not just drain your energy, it disconnects you from yourself. I know and I understand that not everyone can take breaks, can change job, or can set big boundaries. I couldn't either. I was not in the position to quit everything. So I started with small things. I didn't change my whole life. I started by changing small things that I could reach and could afford in that specific moment. And after a while, it became my mindset. Looking back, the hardest part was not the recovery, it was realizing how far I have drifted from the person that I used to be. But healing happened, slowly, quietly. A version of me that I hadn't seen in years came back. I am more curious, I am lighter, I am more honest, less afraid. I'm still figuring things out, but I'm here. I'm trying, and this is just the beginning. Is there a part of my story that resonates with you? If so, let me know in the comments.